Hi kids, today I will be discussing with you about the major issues because when you start your studies in class 11th or 12th, you undergo a lot of pressure that we cannot study properly, we don't understand much in classes, and so we need to go for tuitions. And have you ever thought that when you're going to school is not enough, then of course, you're paying a fees to the schools, and and the fees are enormous. And if you go for tuitions, of course, they will charge you as well. So the parents will be under pressure because they have to pay for your school fees and they have to pay for your additional tuition classes. Not only that, if you go for tuition for 1 hour, you're basically spending 3 hours because somebody has to drop you to the coaching center and someone has to pick you up from the coaching center. If you're a girl, it's not safe to go alone, and your parents will not allow you to go alone. So your parents will undergo a lot of pressure, and it's a serious issue where all students are facing this issue in class 11th and 12th because they don't want to take a risk, because depending on the marks in class 12th, their streams will be decided for the graduation. And there will be it's a big worry. Have you ever thought that why you're not able to understand properly in classes? Of course, I understand there's a because the teacher in classes or schools may not give much interest because they have to teach you in groups. They cannot teach you in person because if a class has around 50 number of strength, so one teacher has to attend 50 students per class, and it is not easy for a class teacher also to pay uh, individual attention, in person attention to every student of the class. You have to see from his perspective, from his point of view also. So I have a couple of ideas where you can save your tuition fees and you can save your time if you try to study smarter rather than studying in a hard way. How to study in a smarter way? What is your primary goal? The first goal you must try to achieve, is to score as much marks as possible, or I will say to score a very good grade or percentage in class 11th and 12th. This must be your high priority. What you do that first? Suppose you are appearing for, suppose your school is certified for CBSE. So what you should do first, try to achieve mastery over your NCERT books, textbooks first, and there always are questions behind every chapter of your textbooks: physics, chemistry, maths, biology. And every textbook of NCERT is structured in such a way that if you study your chapter very well, then you must be able to answer all the questions at the back. And if you're not able to answer the questions given at the back of every chapter, it means you have not studied the chapter well. So what you should do in that case, if I were you, I will try to read the chapter again. I will try to give a small example. Suppose you are talking to an old man, and if he is not able to speak up properly, so what you will do, you will request him to speak again, so that you can hear the old man very clearly. In other ways, if you if you see the old man has some hearing problems, he will request you to repeat the sentence again so that he can listen you properly. So you should read, you should consider a textbooks like a person. Basically, imagine that you are not dealing with the textbook, you are dealing with a man. And if you read in that attitude, you will find reading alone without any help is in a very interesting way. For instance, you read a chapter, and if something is not clear, have a pencil with you, mark that line, and go through that chapter in one go, marking all the lines which you have not understood very clearly in first scan. Now, read the questions at the back of the chapter and see how many questions you are able to answer, and mark those questions which you feel that you can answer those questions. Now read that chapter once more, and you will find that in the second scan or in the second reading of the same chapter, you will find that you are able to understand this chapter much more in a broad wider say. In that case, as I've said earlier, consider a book like a human being, and try to understand what this man is trying to say to you, what he's trying to explain it to you. So intuitively, when you read the same chapter again and again, you are basically trying to intercommune with the mind of an author, and once you are so deeply absorbed in each and every chapter, you will really enjoy it, and believe me, you will develop so much confidence within yourself that you will feel that you have answered all the questions independently without any help. And let us consider a worst case scenario where you're not able to answer a couple of questions. Mark those questions, and this is first thing you should do. Now there are always solved examples, solved solutions for NCERT textbooks available in the market or in the internet. Check your answers with those solutions, so you can cross-check yourself, cross-check your reading capacity, how much you have understood. This is first thing you should do. Next thing you should do, try to go through NCERT exemplars. These books have some better questions so that you can prepare yourself for your examinations. And another thing you should do side by side is to go through all the last year papers, last year questions, and last sample papers, questions. So in that case, you are able to build up your confidence and have a mock test for you. And all these things, steps you will follow, then I don't think you will you need any tuitions. Of course, if you go through any issue or problem in understanding any approach or any term which is not clear for you, you can always seek the help in Google. There's always a R.D. Sharma for mathematics, Srihant books, Arihant books, sorry, always there, all in one. And you can refer Pradeep Guide also. So in that case, you will save a lot of money and a lot of time, because in ultimately, what is the goal? The more you try to be independent of yourself, on then the more you become stronger. And believe me, your personality your personality will be strong if you become as independent as possible in your studies. And try this and see it helps you. I'm always there to guide you, to afford you a best possible advice I could do for your growth. And drop me your suggestion and comments in the video below. Till then, thank you so much. Bye.